From the chef who turned kitchen rivalry into pure poison,
because I think that you are living in another world. You were nothing but a distraction on me. You didn't call anything. You up the whole rhythm of the kitchen, and I knew this was gonna happen.
to the one who stormed out mid-service and never looked back.
You don't like me, I don't know what to tell you. You're an asshole.
That's not cool, Jeff.
Unbelievable.
That is not fucking cool.
Send my ass home. I've had enough of it.
These are the most hated contestants in Hell's Kitchen history, starting with the chef who turned Hell's Kitchen into her own personal war zone. Taking the crown as one of Hell's Kitchen's most notorious villains is Elise Harris, whose explosive personality and confrontational attitude made her a lightning rod for drama across not one, but 2 seasons. When Elise first stepped into Hell's Kitchen in season 9, she immediately established herself as someone who wasn't there to make friends. Her aggressive approach to competition and complete inability to take criticism created an atmosphere of tension that followed her everywhere she went.
Don't try to throw me under the bus
I'm not
about the
trying to throw you under
risotto,
the bus,
because
but
your
every time I
scallops
take
came
the
back more
scallops
than
up,
once. Your
Elise.
scallops came back more than twice, and I offered to
They came
help
back
you
twice.
on the fish station because you can't cook fish.
What made Elise particularly infuriating to watch was her defensive nature. No matter what went wrong in the kitchen, she had an excuse ready and someone else to blame. When Gordon called out her mistakes, she'd fire back with attitude instead of taking responsibility. When teammates tried to help her, she'd snap at them for interfering. Her feuds became the stuff of Hell's Kitchen legends. The rivalry between Elise and Carrie dominated much of season 9, with Elise constantly picking fights and creating unnecessary drama. She seemed to take pleasure in getting under people's skin, turning even the simplest kitchen tasks into battlegrounds.
She can talk up on the chopping block. That's when she can talk. Don't say a word.
No, I'm not gonna have you talk
Nobody's
like this,
sitting here
especially to
talking to
me.
you. Okay, let me ask you a serious question right now. Do you take medication?
Elise,
Because
stop
I think that you are
Quit acting
living
like
in
this.
another world.
But what really set Elise apart was her complete lack of self-awareness. While other controversial contestants might show glimpses of remorse or growth, Elise doubled down on her behavior. She wore her villain status like a badge of honor, seemingly enjoying the chaos she created. When she returned for season 17's All-Stars edition, fans hoped she might have learned from her previous experience. Instead, Elise came back even more combative than before. She immediately set her sights on new targets, particularly Michelle, and made it clear that she was there to settle old scores and create new enemies.
No,
engage.
you stop. You're the one causing the frustration in here. If you stop micromanaging everyone doing their jobs and do yours, you'll probably be more successful tonight.
Elise, I don't need this attitude.
It's not an
I don't
attitude.
need it. Yes,
I
it
don't
is.
need your attitude.
I do not need your attitude.
Her return season saw her break the record for most nominations in Hell's Kitchen history, receiving 7 nominations in her first season and 5 more during All-Stars. This was a direct result of her inability to work with others and her constant confrontational attitude. Despite all the drama and hatred she generated, Elise proved to be a competent chef when she could focus on cooking instead of fighting. But her toxic personality overshadowed any culinary skills she possessed, making her teammates' lives miserable and turning viewers against her.
Like, no, you're going there. Okay, good. You had a good dinner service. Way to bounce back after 2 shitty challenges.
While Elise mastered the art of making enemies, our next contestant managed to stick around long enough to truly showcase her unpleasant personality. Sabrina Brimhall from season 8 became one of Hell's Kitchen's most polarizing figures through her unique combination of fighting spirit and absolutely terrible attitude. Her approach to competition seemed to be based on the theory that if she fought everyone about everything, she might survive through pure stubbornness.
I haven't even tasted your food already. I'm pissed with you.
I got tired. I don't care. I'm not scared of you, Chef Ramsey. I'm not.
From her very first day, Sabrina established herself as someone who would not back down from any confrontation, no matter how small or unnecessary. When Gordon nicknamed her Baby Spice and called out her lackluster attitude during the signature dish challenge, she fired back with defiance that set the tone for her entire run. What made Sabrina particularly frustrating to watch was her inability to pick her battles. She would turn minor disagreements into major confrontations, creating drama where none needed to exist. Her teammates never knew when she might explode over something trivial, making the kitchen environment constantly tense.
No. Just wait. Please wait. From the beginning, Chef Ramsey told me that I wasn't a team player, and honestly, he's right. But here's the thing. Everybody thinks that I'm stupid, but you know what? I'm one manipulative motherfucker.
Her confrontational style extended beyond just verbal arguments. Sabrina was quick to get personal with her attacks, targeting other contestants' insecurities and backgrounds rather than focusing on culinary competition. This approach made her extremely unpopular with both teammates and viewers. Perhaps most irritating was Sabrina's tendency to criticize others while being blind to her own shortcomings. She would mock teammates for their cooking mistakes while making similar errors herself. Her lack of self-awareness made it impossible for her to grow or improve throughout the competition. Despite her toxic behavior, Sabrina somehow managed to survive week after week, accumulating nominations and enemies in equal measure. Her ability to talk her way out of eliminations while continuing to be disruptive made viewers increasingly frustrated with each episode she survived.
And I'm just gonna do whatever I got to stay here. I think that you should put Gail up, dude. This is her second time crashing on the fish station.
Fish is really easy, too.
And it is really easy, dude. I got through the fish station, dude. I got through the meat station. I got through garnish.
When she was finally approached to return for an all-star season, Sabrina declined the invitation. Maybe she had finally realized that her villainous role wasn't worth the stress and public hatred. Or perhaps the producers had seen enough of her particular brand of chaos. From the contestant who couldn't handle the pressure to someone whose confidence far exceeded her abilities. Season 3's Tiffany Nagel proved that sometimes the most hated contestants are those who show their true colors immediately and never try to hide their nastiness. Her confrontational attitude and backstabbing behavior made her an instant villain who couldn't even make it past the first episode. Tiffany entered Hell's Kitchen with a plan that had nothing to do with cooking and everything to do with manipulation. Despite claiming that she wanted to work as a team and avoid backstabbing, her actions showed the complete opposite from day one. Her strategy seemed to be based on the assumption that she could eliminate competition through personal attacks rather than superior cooking skills. This became evident during her interactions with other contestants, where she would make cruel comments about their backgrounds and qualifications.
Yeah, we're fine.
You sure?
Yep, if you could keep chopping apples, that would be awesome.
Tiffany, she was like, no, you don't cut the eggs. If there's one thing that I know I can do is cook eggs.
The moment that really defined Tiffany's character came when she was nominated for elimination and had to defend herself. Instead of focusing on her own abilities or potential for growth, she chose to attack a fellow contestant by mocking their work experience at a chain restaurant. This showed a level of classist snobbery that immediately turned viewers against her.
That everybody knows that I've never worked in a kitchen like this before.
Right.
What kind of kitchen do you work in where you have no communication?
What made Tiffany's behavior even more frustrating was her complete lack of self-awareness. She seemed genuinely surprised when her negative attitude didn't win over her teammates or Gordon. Her inability to see how her own actions were sabotaging her chances showed a stunning level of delusion. Gordon's decision to eliminate her after just one episode was swift and decisive. He recognized that her lack of passion and toxic attitude would only poison the kitchen environment if she were allowed to stay longer. Her early exit was a relief to everyone involved.
I don't want to go home. Nobody wants to go home, but if he was choosing people on heart, he absolutely made the right decision tonight.
Let me just give you a quick message. One of you.
The irony of Tiffany's Hell's Kitchen experience is that she had big plans for her family restaurant and even pitched reality TV executives on a show about their business. However, her brief but memorable appearance on Hell's Kitchen showed exactly why such a show would likely fail. Her personality was simply too off-putting for television audiences. While Tiffany crashed out early, our next contestant made history by being the first to storm out of Hell's Kitchen completely. As the very first season of Hell's Kitchen was establishing what the show would become, Jeff Lapoff made his mark by becoming the first contestant to ever quit mid-service, setting a precedent for dramatic exits that would become part of the show's DNA.
Your performance as a waiter, no one liked you. In fact, 2 out of 3 of the tables walked out early.
It was just a horrific experience.
And you want to win your own restaurant.
Jeff came into Hell's Kitchen with big dreams, but little preparation for the intensity that awaited him. He had left his secure job in insurance to chase his culinary ambitions, but it quickly became apparent that he wasn't ready for the pressure cooker environment that Gordon Ramsay created. From the beginning, Jeff struggled with the basic demands of working on the line. His performance was consistently poor, and he seemed overwhelmed by the pace and pressure of dinner service. Instead of pushing through these challenges, he began complaining about everything from kidney stones to the general difficulty of the competition.
So, what are you doing then if he's doing that for you?
He jumped in ahead of me. I was working on it. He pushed me aside to help me. I'm working.
Now he's blaming Michael.
I'm not blaming anybody, Chef.
The longer you're here...
What really turned his teammates against him was his attitude toward the work. While others were busting their backs to succeed, Jeff came across as lazy and dismissive. His sexist comments and general negativity created a toxic atmosphere that made him universally disliked by the Red Team. The breaking point came when Gordon criticized Jeff's abilities, and instead of taking the feedback or fighting to improve, Jeff completely lost his composure. In a moment that would go down in Hell's Kitchen's history, he announced that he was done and stormed out of the kitchen during active dinner service.
What did he say? Okay.
You don't like me. I don't know what to tell you. You're an asshole.
That's not cool, Jeff.
Unbelievable.
That is not fucking cool.
Send my home. I've had enough of it.
Go, please.
But Jeff's dramatic exit didn't end there. What followed was an altercation in the parking lot that escalated beyond what anyone expected. The confrontation became so heated that Jeff ended up with an unexplained ankle injury and completely withdrew from the show. The aftermath of Jeff's departure was almost as dramatic as the exit itself. He later attempted to sue the production company over the incident, eventually receiving a settlement of over $100,000. This legal action only reinforced his reputation as someone who couldn't handle the heat and tried to blame others for his failure. Years later, Jeff still describes himself as an accomplished chef, despite the fact that his Hell's Kitchen experience exposed significant gaps in his abilities and professionalism. His early exit and subsequent legal troubles made him a cautionary tale about what happens when ambition isn't backed up by skill or mental toughness. But when you think Jeff's behavior was the worst, wait until you hear about a contestant whose sexist behavior made him universally despised. Jason Underwood from Season 4 managed to become one of Hell's Kitchen's most despised contestants through a toxic combination of sexism, arrogance, and complete inability to back up his big talk with actual cooking skills.
Winning Hell's Kitchen would totally change my life. I'm no longer just Jason. It's Jason who won Hell's Kitchen and has a pocket full of money and has to beat women off with a stick, for God's sake.
From the moment Jason opened his mouth, it became clear that he had serious issues with the concept of being beaten by women. His constant sexist comments and dismissive attitude toward female contestants created an atmosphere of hostility that poisoned his team's dynamics from day one. What made Jason's behavior particularly galling was his complete inability to prove he was actually better than the women he constantly insulted. Despite his claims about male superiority in the kitchen, he consistently underperformed while the female contestants outcooked him at every turn.
What do you expect without a man over there to lead them, of course? A room full of girls, I mean, that's useless, unless, what are they having, a Tupperware party over there?
I will get better, and I will fight for it.
His arrogance reached ridiculous highs when he would make predictions about winning challenges or services, only to fail spectacularly when it came time to actually perform. The gap between his confidence and his abilities became a source of dark comedy for viewers who enjoyed watching him get his comeuppance. The breaking point came when Jason's own cooking mistakes became so obvious that even he couldn't deny them. Jason's facade of competence completely crumbled.
I really can't.
What do you mean you can't do it?
I don't know.
Hey, come here. Hey, come here, all of you. Come here.
Okay.
You, Smurf, come here. Come here. Say that again.
I know the menu.
Come here, you. Come here.
The menu.
Do you want to go home?
But even in failure, Jason couldn't take responsibility for his shortcomings. True to form, he blamed his elimination on the women on his team, suggesting that if he had cried like they did, he might have been saved. This final display of self-delusion sealed his reputation as one of the show's most unlikable characters.
Put up on the block, they start crying. Well, maybe if I would have cried like some old pansy, some chick, you know, maybe I'd be back upstairs chilling right now, but I can't do that. I'm a man. I sure as hell ain't gonna cry about it. I am, however, gonna go get drunk.
After leaving Hell's Kitchen, Jason faded into obscurity, never achieving the success he had so confidently predicted. His brief time on the show became a perfect example of how toxic attitudes and empty arrogance are no substitute for actual skill and teamwork. Speaking of contestants who blamed everyone but themselves, our next chef took complaining to an art form. Lazy D'Angelo from Season 5 proved that sometimes natural cooking talent isn't enough to overcome a completely toxic personality. Despite having impressive culinary skills, her constant whining, complaining, and refusal to work with others made her one of the most frustrating contestants in the show's history.
Come over here and help me with this souffle. You had all day to fucking get the souffle started. You could have had this shit done a long time ago.
Boy, I'm not gonna take your fucking shit.
I don't care whose shit you take, but you need to help me with this stuff.
From her first day in Hell's Kitchen, Lacey made it clear that she had zero interest in being a team player. Her negative attitude poisoned every interaction she had with teammates, and she seemed to take pride in being difficult to work with. What made Lacey particularly insufferable was her tendency to complain about everything while taking responsibility for nothing. Whether it was punishment duties, kitchen assignments, or team challenges, she always had something negative to say and someone else to blame for any problems that arose.
Good God, I'm fucking dying here. But I have 3 more ice creams to make today. I don't want to do this shit anymore. I really don't.
Her teammates quickly grew tired of her constant negativity and refusal to participate in basic team activities. When she would threaten to quit rather than complete punishment duties, it became clear that she saw herself as above the normal rules that applied to everyone else. The situation became so bad that her own red team actually celebrated when she was transferred to the blue team. This unprecedented reaction showed just how toxic her presence had become. Her teammates were literally relieved to be rid of her.
Dude, we're winning everything. Lacey is the Blues Brothers problem now. The kitchen gods have answered my prayers.
Unfortunately for the blue team, Lacey's attitude didn't improve with the change of scenery. She simply found new people to argue with and new reasons to complain about her circumstances. Her inability to adapt or improve made her a liability wherever she went.
What is that?
I don't know, Chef!
It's not good enough! Get out! You're not good enough! Piss off!
When Gordon finally eliminated her mid-service during episode 8, there was zero sympathy from anyone involved. Even Lacey herself later admitted that her biggest mistake was immediately making enemies instead of trying to work with others. The most telling aspect of Lacey's Hell's Kitchen experience was her reflection afterwards. She acknowledged that her mother had warned her not to make enemies, but she had done exactly that from day one and never stopped. This self-awareness made her behavior even more frustrating in retrospect. While Lacey at least eventually recognized her mistakes, our next contestant doubled down on delusion. Season 6, Suzanne Schlitt became a masterclass in how arrogance and know-it-all attitudes can make even skilled chefs absolutely unbearable to watch. Her condescending behavior toward teammates and refusal to accept criticism made her one of the most frustrating contestants in Hell's Kitchen history.
What does that taste like?
It's a little chalky.
A little? A lot.
That's just ignorant. He's absolutely, unmistakably wrong.
From the moment she walked into the kitchen, Suzanne made it clear that she considered herself superior to every other contestant. Her dismissive comments about her fellow chefs and her attitude that she was surrounded by incompetent people immediately set her apart as someone who would be difficult to work with. What made Suzanne particularly maddening was her refusal to accept that she could ever be wrong about anything. When Gordon would point out mistakes in her cooking, instead of taking the feedback and improving, she would argue and insist that her way was correct.
Chef, can I get a play-by-play on that?
Yeah, first of all, okay, I'm telling you, straight to your face, you lost.
This stubborn attitude extended to every aspect of the competition. Whether it was cooking techniques, team strategies, or even simple instructions from Gordon, Suzanne always seemed to think she knew better than everyone else, including the world-renowned chef judging her performance. Her know-it-all personality created constant friction with her teammates, who grew tired of being lectured and talked down to by someone who was supposedly their equal in the competition. Her condescending explanations and corrections made every interaction unpleasant.
Come on, Suzanne. I don't know what part of her thought everything was so beautiful. What's beautiful about eating some fucking raw-ass fish? Suzanne should be up for elimination because she's the most inconsistent person here.
The breaking point came when Suzanne's arrogance began to affect her team's performance in challenges and dinner services. Her inability to take direction or work collaboratively made her a liability that her teammates couldn't afford to carry any longer. After her elimination, the backlash from viewers was so severe that Suzanne ended up leaving social media and eventually the culinary industry entirely. The level of hatred she generated showed just how toxic her behavior had been and how it overshadowed any cooking skills she might have possessed. But if you think Suzanne was bad, our final contestant proved that sometimes the most hated are simply the most incompetent. Matthew Francis Johnson from season 20's Young Guns proved that sometimes the most hated contestants are those who combine complete incompetence with an attitude that suggests they don't take the competition seriously.
Quick, please. Touch that, all of you. Jump in, someone. Without even looking, slicing, just touch that.
It's rare.
Sorry?
It's rare.
It's rare. Oh, fuck off. Pass me though. It's not funny, Matthew. Do you think it's funny in front of your chef table?
As a food blogger entering a professional cooking competition, Matthew was already starting from behind in terms of actual kitchen experience. However, his approach to the challenges made it clear that he hadn't prepared himself mentally or physically for what Hell's Kitchen would demand. From his very first challenge, Matthew displayed a level of incompetence that was shocking even by Hell's Kitchen standards. His inability to properly prepare basic proteins and his apparent confusion about fundamental cooking techniques made viewers question how he had even been selected for the show.
Why didn't you clean the shrimp?
I didn't notice it. I was going too fast.
You didn't notice that? Would you like a little bite of the sack?
I'll avoid it. My bad.
Gotta get the poop out.
But what really turned audiences against Matthew was his cavalier attitude toward the serious mistakes he was making. Putting diners' health at risk, he seemed to find the situation amusing rather than concerning. The final straw came when Matthew was caught cheating by using a digital thermometer that wasn't provided by the show. This breach of competition rules, combined with his poor performance and inappropriate attitude, made his elimination inevitable.
This is only at 118. This is back in. This is only at 118.
Matthew pulls out a digital thermometer. Where the hell did we get digital thermometers?
Gordon's decision to eliminate Matthew without giving him a chance to plead his case was swift and decisive. The message was clear. Incompetence might be forgivable, but incompetence combined with cheating and a lack of seriousness was not. Surprisingly, Matthew's reputation actually improved after his elimination when he went online to thank supporters and admit that he hadn't been ready for the Hell's Kitchen experience. This rare display of humility and self-awareness helped redeem him somewhat in the eyes of viewers who had initially despised him.